Tell me about the day that morning. Did you have any clue what was going on?
I had none. I thought we was going to lunch. I did realize we was at Addison at the Millionaire, or near,
Right.
but I just assumed there was a restaurant somewhere on the airport.
So when you got to the museum, what was your? This is just we're just going to go see the planes.
Yes, I thought, well, I want to take a little time and go through the museum before we go to lunch.
Okay.
And it drug out, but I really wasn't thinking about it because I was talking to Roy. And that's when Mark told me it was about, I think we went into the second building and he showed me the airplane and said, you're going to take a ride now.
When you found out that this was going to actually happen, you were going to fly in this trainer.
I was pretty emotional. Something, I always wanted to do, but never thought I'd spend money on to do.
He was asleep, drunk in there the whole time. He just woke up. The whole time we were there, he was asleep. I won't go for a ride. Oh, he's a smart ass in every group.
They tried to kid me because they had a couple of gallons of oil sitting up on top of the airplane, telling me how much oil used, what a bad airplane it was. Pilot might be sober or whatever, and not, I don't. But I knew they was pulling my leg.
He doesn't cuss. He does it in his own. What does she say? Mark, she's organizing? Yeah.
I've never been to T6. He's got me beat on this one. This is going to be so cool.
Because we have to do something.
On the front is either this one or the one on the other side is airworthy. A lot of
Are we ready? Let's do it.
Okay.
Get the show on the road.
Ready.
1, 2, 10. Awesome.
anyway.
You start to get in the plane and things. So what's going through your mind there?
Well, it was kind of hard to get it all soaked in.
All right. So now.
It took a few minutes in the airplane for it. Realized, it was really going to happen. Yeah, it was great. It was good to be back in a military airplane.
There it goes. Does it look like it's pointing right at you?
Yeah, I think pretty much.
Okay.
Maybe it needs to go close enough.
Clear.
Oh, we taxied out to the end of the runway, and then he did his run-up check, run the jet, checked the mags and all the controls. Just routine stuff, but really nice stuff to be doing again, be going through again. And we taxied out, and he set the brakes, brought the power up to where he wanted, away from it. Tail up, and he brought in a little more power. Off we went, it really smooth. I was checking the ball pretty often there at first, just to see what kind of pilot it was. It was always in the center, so. And we flew, I think, all around the lake, pretty much around the perimeter of the lake. And then we ended up on end again and came back pretty much the same way that we went out. But it was a real interesting ride to get up and see everything, and I never realized how big Lake Lewis is. It's a huge lake. He offered to do some light acrobatics if I wanted them. I declined because it was just such a nice day for a ride, and I hadn't done that for decades and decades. Just go up and look around. Took me back to the days when I was young. The landing's great. That airplane's not real good for visibility. You know, you can see out to the sides, but you don't see much. But when he landed, he actually had it on the runway a second or two before I realized that he was on. That's how smooth it was. And that airplane is notoriously tricky for landings and such, which makes it such a good trainer. I was really impressed.
Great. It was a great ride.
Who do you want to thank for putting you in this position?
Well, Mark and Linda Thompson, naturally. Glenn James for doing the video and such. I really appreciate that. And Roy, it was nice of him to come out and be a part of that. And, of course, Danny. You know, it was great Vicky coming out. You know, I can't say enough about Danny. He takes me virtually everywhere. And, it was emotional. Because it was a big deal to me to do this. And he knew it, and Mark and Roy, I'm sure they understood. So I just really don't know how to thank all those people probably.
Tell me what you told me last night about your retirement.
My retirement's been more than I could have ever dreamed of. And my wildest dreams, you know, going to the NBA, you know, meeting players is interesting too. But I like the games, but I'm kind of a gearhead. I like to see how things work, and it's really interesting to me when I can. And Danny, he, like I said, he takes me virtually everywhere. And I'm always amazed. A lot of guys would say, well, I got the old man down to a game or two this year. That ought to hold him until next year. He wants me here all the time. I'm really proud of me. This is almost overwhelming sometimes. You know, it's just being down here, and then I've met so many people, you know, through Danny. It's I come down here and live a life, and I go home and I live another one. And sometimes I'm torn. You know, I like being home, but you know, it's fun down here, and I know Danny wants me down here, so you know, that's what keeps me coming. He wants me. And I enjoy seeing everybody down there.